although we acknowledge that there is clarity.
And we have been discussing that, and perhaps in the
We have received from the BID that on
Your Honors, good morning. This presentation is a compilation of information from the hearings of the Committee on Dangerous.
This law was apparently violated when they misrepresented themselves as Chinese nationals in making it appear that Empire 999 is a Filipino corporation which enabled them to acquire the real properties which are supposedly exclusive for Filipino nationals only. It makes mention as well, Mr. Chair, violation of Dangerous Drugs Act. And at the very least, Mr. Chair, it makes mention about felonies or offenses of a similar nature that are punishable under the penal laws of other countries. I am inclined to believe that the last provision of this long enumeration intends to provide us flexibility in order to address similar situations, Mr. Chair.
I absolutely agree with you, Congresswoman Luisto. So, anong masasabi niyo dyan, Attorney Dumale?
Mr. Chair, first on the SRC violation. SRC violation, that is lawful activity of the MLC, refers to investment scheme similar to Ponzi, Mr. Chair. The falsification of birth records establish a corporation, supposedly a Filipino corporation, could be a violation of the corporation code, but not the SRC, Mr. Chair.
Nevertheless, Mr. Chair, to be able to engage in all these investments, which are under the jurisdiction of the Securities and Exchange Commission, they were able to use this illegally incorporated corporation. Di po ba? So it entails violation not only the Philippine Corporation Code, but also the Securities Regulation Code. I do not understand, Mr. Chair, why AMLA, with all due respect, seems to be so passive that instead of finding ways to be able to use this beautiful law, and I believe responsive AMLA law, to all these given situations, they're trying to reject the possibility of using the same to secure the assets of these persons in interest, Mr. Chair. Nevertheless, Mr. Chair, we will be welcoming the information that they intend to volunteer to the committee in private. Meantime, Mr. Chair, due to the interest of time and to give time to my fellow members, I will be yielding to the other members of the committee.
Okay.
I'd just like to expound on the questions that was been asked by Congresswoman Luistro. Sa ano po, sa PIDEA, sir, magandang hapon po sa inyo. Just to expound sa presentation niyo po kanina, nabanggit kasi may mga concernings na information sa akin na nabagabag ako dahil nabanggit yung lugar ko sa Tondo. Doon po ako representing the people of Tondo in the city of Manila. Sir, just to give clarity dun sa mga nabanggit kanina, 530 kilos of shabu, yung na-aresto, yung nahuli natin, 3.6 billion worth. Is this correct? Last September 24, 2023, Your Honor? Ito po
Sir, it is already on, Mr. Chair, it is already on September 27.
27.
It was taken from SBMA Port of Subic on September 22. But with the series of control delivery, it was apprehended again in Mexico, Pampanga on September 27, 2000. And correction, sir, for the weight of the shabu recovered, it's 560 initially, but that is with packaging. Until it was weighed in the laboratory, I think it's 529.70. That is the net weight.
Thank you. Proceeding po tayo doon sa raid nga doon sa Mexico, Pampanga. The agencies that were involved with regard to this raid is PIDEA, NBI, at sino pa nga po ulit?
Bureau of Customs and the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, Mr. Chair.
But sino po ang lead agency who really spearheaded the raid?
It is the National Bureau Investigation, sir.
The NBI. May representative ba tayo na NBI dito, sir? Sir, just checking because I have some questions to be asked later. Okay. Moving on po, sino po yung mga opisyalis natin na nag-lead nung raid na to? Yung mga head po ng agencies who spearheaded it.
On the NBI side, sir, it is the senior there. What I saw is Agent Attorney Galicia. Ours during the control delivery, it was our two regional directors of NCR and director of Region 3. And I do not recognize the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency and that of the Bureau of Customs, Mr. Chair.
Yung control delivery na nabanggit niyo po ngayon, ibig sabihin po nito yung may mga drugs na parang pain natin para mahuli yung mga culprits po. Tama po ba?
Yun, sir, yung na-recover namin sa Subic Port. Yun na yun yung mga yung i-deliver natin doon sa warehouse.
Oh, yun yung supposedly na-intercept po natin.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, ano po yung binabanggit natin kanina? Moving on kasi, nabanggit kasi na dapat i-deliver sa Tondo, Manila eh. Supposedly. Ano po ba yung pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga locations supposedly, sir?
Sir, the exact date is, the exact place sir, is Binondo.
So, hindi po sa Tondo.
Sorry, sir, it's not Tondo.
But nonetheless, sa Maynila.
Yes, sir.
Oh, kaya nga ako na-alarma kasi, bakit po ba sa Binondo? If I'm not bakit po ba sa Binondo?
That was the original destination of the cargo, Mr. Chair. Binondo, Manila.
And why is it Binondo, Manila? Is it because meron silang warehouse doon?
Sir, maybe the NBI could answer that.
NBI? Any comments po? Bakit po ba supposedly dadalhin yung mga illegal na droga sa Binondo, Maynila?
Again, Mr. Chair, may we kindly ask that Attorney Galicia be recognized for the details of this case. He is the chief of the Task Force Anti-Illegal Drugs and is the team leader of that particular operations.
Okay, Attorney Galicia, please please proceed, Congressman Junicio.
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor.
Yes, the question was, Mr. Chair, bakit po ba supposedly nalagay sa mapa o bakit dadalhin sa Binondo, Maynila yung mga droga?
That was the address of the consignee, Mr. Chairman.
No, the reason for the questions of this humble representation, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, is I would like to establish the fact kung meron po ba silang mga warehouses, ito nga Empire 999, doon sa amin sa lungsod ng Maynila.
None, Your Honor. When we checked the address, it was inexistent. So it's not an existing address, Mr. Chairman.
So walang address talaga. Because there's information that this humble representation received ayon sa SEC papers ng Empire 999, ang principal place of business nito ay nasa Unit 2909, 29th floor, World Trade Center, 1 Luna Corner, Dasmariñas Street, Binondo, Manila. Is that accurate?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. But they did not really occupy that office.
So parang bogus address lang yon sa Maynila.
They just use it for purposes of applying for a SEC registration.
So just, Mr. Chair, just to clarify and to make certain, meron po bang na-deliver na drugs as a matter of fact sa Tondo, Binondo, or anywhere in the city of Manila?
None, Your Honor.
That's good to know. Moving on sa PIDEA ulit, sino-sino po ba yung mga may-ari? Just to establish the fact na mga tinanong ni Congressman Luistro kanina, the owners of Empire 999, mga incorporators, can we enumerate it again? I do believe this is part of the matrix that you presented earlier, ASEC.
Yes, Mr. Chair, but it was not highlighted. So the the incorporators of Empire 999 Realty Incorporated is Willie Ong, Jack T. Yang.
Sorry to cut you, ASEC, no? Willie Ong is an incorporator, but other than that, what is his position in the company?
We don't know, Mr. Chair.
There has been reports that he is the chairman and the president of the company. Is that a correct fact?
According to PAOK, sir, yes.
Thank you. Let's proceed, sir.
Ayos sa the other incorporators, as you're asking, sir, is I mentioned already Jack T. Yang, Michelle C., Elaine Chua, and I.D.T. Yang.
Sino po si Samson Guo Yang?
I believe it was not mentioned here, sir.
We have reports that this certain individual is the director and assistant corporate secretary. Probably some of the information that this humble representation has, I will just forward to you for further information gathering, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
If I may also ask, no, on the last note, at present, ano na po ba ang naging development sa raid na naganap ng Mexico, Pampanga? May mga kaso ba tayo na naisampa? Specifically, what the chair is asking earlier, it is imperative that we file the necessary cases so that other agencies of our government will be able to act accordingly. Time is of the essence, sir. So categorically, has NBI or any agencies of our government have filed cases regarding the raid in Mexico, Pampanga?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we already filed the case for violation of RA 9165, falsification of public documents and violation of passport law, Your Honor.
When was this, sir?
Last August, Mr. Chairman.
Again, tama po pinarinig ko, may kasama na po ba yung drugs dito? Hindi pa?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we already filed the violation of RA 9165.
So, just again, kay PIDEA, ano po ba ang connection ng Empire 99 Realty doon sa Mexico Pampanga raid, sir?
Empire 999, sir, is the owner of the warehouse.
Doon sa Mexico Pampanga.
Mexico, Pampanga.
So, it is certain, without a doubt, it is established that Empire 99 and the drug raid in Mexico Pampanga is one and the same. Sila nag-operate nito. Tama po ba, sir?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
In your humble opinion, as matagal na rin po kayo siguro sa PIDEA, ASEC, tama po ba?
2 years in PDEA, sir. 36 years in the Philippine National Police.
Okay, so matagal na kayo sa law enforcement. I'd like to ask both PIDEA and NBI, in your honest opinion, ano po ba sa tingin nyo kadahilanan kung bakit itong mga Chinese nationals na naghahasik ng illegal na mga gawain dito sa bansa natin, bakit po ba sila lumalaki? Bakit nagagawa nila itong mga falsification of documents, acquiring illegal land? Ano po bang sa tingin ninyo? So, gusto ko lang marinig yung honest opinion po ninyo.
Some of our agencies are supporting the Chinese, sir.
I'm sorry, sir. Paki.
Some of our government agencies are supporting the Chinese regarding this matter.
Ano pong agency yan, sir?
As what we have Well, as what I have observed during the conferences or the meetings that we have since last year, what we have mentioned there is the LRA, the PSA. That's what I can recall, sir.
NBI, in your humble opinion, bakit ba nakakaporma? In layman's term, bakit ba umuubra yung mga illegalistang gawain ng mga Chinese nationals na to?
Mr. Chairman, there are many factors, no? But
In a nutshell,
yes, Mr. Chairman. First, because we're very lax, and there's corruption. Obviously, there's corruption in our government.
thank you. Mr. Chair, just to like to manifest from what I've heard from the very tedious and detailed interpellation of Congresswoman Luistro, and with the answers of our different agencies in law enforcement, in my own observation, para kasing ang dami nating agencies who are not really working together, that's one. Number two, yung iba nating agencies are being passive, not proactive. Alam na nilang meron ng kakulangan o meron ng semblance of irregularity, yet we are still waiting for more evidence rather than them gathering it themselves. Mr. Chair, I really appeal to different agencies in our government, especially law enforcement. We have to be proactive. Galing sa dating administration and even the present, we have to all work together para yung mga illegalistang Chinese na to, and also Filipinos who are coddling, some politicians pa who are coddling the illegal ways of these Chinese nationals. We have to put a stop to it. That's why Quadcom is really doing its job. So kailangan namin ng cooperation. Sir Amla, if I just may appeal, I do understand that you are doing the best, but we have to really be proactive in doing our job because time is of the essence, sir.
We understand, Mr. Chair.
Yes, again, Mr. Chair, marami pong salamat sa oras.
Thank you, Congressman Junicio. The next to interpolate is Congressman Acop. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I know if Mr. Ermiraido Pangan Kanda is present?
Mr. Pangan?
Kanda.
Mr. Kanda. Mr. Kanda, you are the former barangay captain of
San Lorenzo po, Mexico, Pampanga.
Mexico, Pampanga. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I proceed to interpolate Mr. Kanda, may I ask PIDEA, you have a manual sa control delivery. Tama po.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And the conduct of control delivery is not a regular, shall we say, operation to be conducted by anti-illegal drug units. Would you agree with that?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, hindi po araw-araw na ginagawa ito.
No, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And bago mag-conduct ng isang ahensya, no, authorized na mag-conduct ng control delivery, kailangan yung authority ng Director General ng PIDEA. Would that be correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Doon din sa manual na yun, kung nagbabago po ang rota na napag-usapan, kailangan din ng approval ng head ng PIDEA. Would that
Yes.
also be correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. At ang dahilan kung bakit ginagawa po yung control delivery para ma-identify o malaman at ma-aresto yung mga consignees o yung tumatanggap po ng mga illegal drug shipment. Would that be correct also?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, now, ang katanungan, were all these protocols followed during that controlled delivery in issue?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, yung pagpalit ng rota, inaprubahan ni DG PDEA.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Pati po yung extension ng period na pag-antay kung may kukuha na consignee.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Tama. Okay. Now, matanong ko po kayo, sino po ba yung dapat consignee na tatanggap ng shipment na yon sa Tondo, Manila?
I believe, sir, the NBI has the answer, sir.
The NBI?
Yes, sir, the NBI, sir.
NBI, can you answer the question?
It's local consumer, Mr. Chairman.
When you knew na yung consignee pala ay local trading?
Local consumer incorporated or something trading?
Yes. Did you conduct a background investigation in so far as that consignee is concerned? Kasi alam nyo na doon pupunta dapat yung mga illegal drugs na under controlled delivery.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Now, may I know kung tunay po itong opisina na ito, itong consignee na ito?
It's a fictitious company, Mr. Chairman.
Kung fictitious company at alam nyo na beforehand, bakit tinuloy nyo pa yung controlled delivery? Hindi naman yung mahuhuli yung consignee. Dahil fictitious.
Your Honor, that's precisely the idea of a controlled delivery is for you to be able to identify the recipient of the drugs.
Fictitious, sabi po ninyo yun. Meron bang opisina ang isang fictitious company?
No, the undercover operative is being directed and being instructed by the drug trafficker that the shipment will be diverted later.
Ang ibig nyo bang sabihin sa controlled delivery, ang may control ay yung nag-ship o yung mga authorities?
From the beginning, Mr. Chairman, it is the drug trafficker who controls where the drug should go. Now, once it's seized, when it's intercepted, now the law enforcement agency may now control the delivery.
Hindi po yata yun ang concept ng controlled delivery. Hindi ba, PDEA?
It should be one address only, sir, and maybe it could be changed if there is, if the DG will approve of it.
Yes. Thank you. Let's leave controlled delivery. Mr. Kanda, pwede po bang sabihin nyo sa amin ngayon, ano po yung mga personal circumstances po ninyo?
Ano pa yun?
Kayo po ba ay may asawa?
Opo.
Kaya yun po yung personal circumstances. Ano po ano po yung trabaho nyo dati? Ano po yung trabaho nyo ngayon?
Dati po kung former barangay captain at ngayon po nagtatrabaho ko sa LGU po, sa hospital.
Sa hospital ng LGU?
Opo.
Kailan po kayo naging kapitan ng San Lorenzo, Mexico, Pampanga?
2007 po hanggang 2017.
Sino po ang mayor noon ng Mexico, Pampanga nung kayo po ay kapitan?
Si ex-mayor Eddie Tumang po.
So, maliban sa transaction na political kay Mayor Tumang, meron po ba kayong pagkakataon na nagkaroon po kayo ng transaction na hindi po political kay ex-Mayor Tumang or former Mayor Tumang?
Wala po.
Hindi po kayo nagkaroon ng transaction tungkol sa pagbebenta o pagbibili ng lupa?
Opo, bali ako po yung ahente niya bilang incumbent barangay captain sa San Lorenzo.
Sa inyo pong kasagutan, kayo po ang ahente ni former Mayor Tumang sa pagbili ng lupa sa San Lorenzo, Mexico, Pampanga. Yun po ba ang ibig nyo sabihin?
Opo, Your Honor.
Okay. So, naging ahente po kayo ni ex-Mayor Tumang.
Opo, Your Honor.
Now, pwede po bang malaman kailan nagsimula yung inyong pagiging ahente? At ano ang transaction na yun?
Bali po, nag-start po kami noong 2016, natapos po ng 18 to 19.
Okay. At lahat po ba ng transaction na yun pagbibili ng lupa ni former Mayor Tumang?
Opo.
So kayo po ang nautusan maghanap kung anong mga lupa sa San Lorenzo, Mexico, Pampanga, kung anong mga lupa doon ang binebenta? Ganun po ba yun?
Sa mga farmers po ng Mexico, Barangay San Lorenzo.
Lupa ng mga farmers.
Opo.
Ibig sabihin, yung binibili ni former Mayor Tumang na lupa ay mga sinasaka.
Opo.
Okay. Nagawa mo ba yung inuutos ni former Mayor Tumang na magdala ka ng mga magsasaka na nagbebenta ng mga lupa?
Opo, bali pinakumisi niya po sa akin bilang incumbent barangay captain na ipagbili yung lupa sa kanya ng mga magsasaka. Tapos inutusan po ko na dalhin sa bahay niya para kausapin sa Morning Sun yung mga farmers.
Tinupad niyo po yung iniutos niyang yon?
Opo.
So nagdala po kayo ng mga magsasaka na gustong magbenta ng lupa sa opisina ni former Mayor Tumang.
Opo, dinala ko po sa Morning Sun sa bahay niya sa office. Kinausap niya po at nagkasundo po sila na ibenta yung lupa.
So pumayag yung mga magsasaka na ibenta yung kanilang mga lupa kay si Mayor Tumang ang bumibili.
Opo.
Okay. Ilan po kayang hektarya yung nabili ni Mayor Tumang sa San Lorenzo, Mexico, Pampanga?
Bali, abot po ng 160 hectares. 160 hectares.
160 hectares.
Bali, tatlong.
Puro farmland yun.
Opo.
Farmland. Alam niyo po ba kung sa magkano nabili ni former Mayor Tumang yung 150 hectares?
Bali po.
Ano po yung pagbabayad kung cash o installment?
Bali po, tig 200 per square meter, 200 pesos. Babawasan pa po ng 5% na komisyon.
Okay. Ngayon, alam nyo rin po ba kung anong nangyari sa mga lupa nung nabili ni former Mayor Tumang?
Nandun lang po. Lubog po sa baha yung lupa.
Si Mayor Tumang pa rin ang may-ari?
Opo.
Hindi niya binenta kahit na kanino?
Meron po siyang investors na talong Chinese.
Ano po?
Meron po siyang investors.
Pakipaliwanag nga po anong ibig sabihin sa may mga investor po siya na mga Chinese.
Opo, yung Pampanga Heavy, tsaka yung Yatay Industry, tsaka po yung Omni Corporation.
Ang ibig mong sabihin, dito niya binenta yung 150 hectares?
Binenta niya po sa mga Chinese.
Opo, yung binili niya sa mga magsasaka na 150 hectares sa mga korporasyon ng mga inchik na ito, niya binenta rin yung lupa na yon?
Opo.
Pwede po bang malaman kung alam po ninyo kung magkano niya ibinenta?
Ay, hindi po alam. Siya lang po ang kausap niya. Siya lang po nag-uusap.
Ganon. Now, so yung 150 hectares, ikaw lahat ang nag-ahente nito?
Opo.
Opo.
Opo, Your Honor.
Magkano naman ang kinita mo?
Bali, binigyan po kami ng 1.2. Bali, 4 po kami.
4.
Opo.
Sigurado ako kasama si Mr. Roy Gomez dito.
Opo.
Yung katiwala ni former Mayor Tumang sa kanyang opisina.
Opo, si Roy Gomez po ang lahat ng gumagawa ng mga transaksyon sa mga papeles.
Okay. Mr. Chair, may I make a manifestation? Dito po sa mga kasagutan ni former Barangay Captain Kanda sa aking mga katanungan ay nagpapatunay na si former Mayor Tumang ay nagkaroon ng role sa illegal acquisition of land sa Mexico, Pampanga na napunta o nabili sa mga Chinese personnel. At si former Mayor Tumang ay nagbigay ng tulong sa illegal acquisition of land by the corporations whose officers are all Chinese. Marami pong salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman